Hello viewers, good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you wherever you are watching this program from. Please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly hit the subscription button to support your boy. Turn on the notification bell to stay tuned for more updates. Welcome to today's program on weekly trending topics. The first topic we'll look at is cattle rearing in Nigeria. And we'll be specifying on the implications of this timid system of cattle rearing. You know, since the assumption of General Buhari or Buhari, whoever that is behind the presidency, as they are often referred to in Nigeria, cattle rearing has been a very critical topic on daily basis. Now, some persons may say that cattle has been upgraded to possess more value than human lives, which by implication they are not far from the truth. But there is what somebody wrote, which I would like us to take a look at with regards to global cattle business. You know, the person made comparisons of the countries that invest in cow inventories, cow milk exporters, beef exporting, amongst other facts. When you talk about cattle inventory, countries, that is top 10 countries in the world who are actually doing well and using cattle to even generate revenue for themselves and the country are India, the number first, Brazil, the second, China, US, EU, Argentina, Australia, Russia, Mexico, and Turkey. So the highest amount generated or being generated by India is 303 million for cattle inventory. Then the lowest is Turkey with 14 million. Then when you talk about the top 10 milk exporters in the world, then you get New Zealand, the first country, Germany, the second country, Netherlands, France, United States, Belgium, Australia, Belarus, UK, and Saudi Arabia. Sequentially, just check the number sequentially. So New Zealand being the first country that generates $4.4 billion, while Saudi Arabia, which is the least country, generates 556 million US dollars. Then when you talk about beef exporting nations, Australia is the first one. United States, Brazil, India, Netherlands, Ireland, New Zealand, Canada, Uruguay, and Germany. That is sequentially. So Australia being the first one generates 5.6 billion US dollars, while Germany generates 1.3 billion US dollars. Other nations lies between the first and second, that is the amount they generate, lies between the first and second and the last number which I made mention of. So now, one of the important factor to look at is that among all these facts, Nigeria is not part of them. Part of both the inventory, both milk exporters, and both beef exporters or exporting nations. Nigeria is not among any of them. But for over 6 years now, or even before then, because this crisis started before the assumption of Buhari, who came and legitimized existence of cow over human lives. Additionally to what that person wrote, you can take a look at this. He said, point 1, that Nigeria is not found among the 20 nations in the global cattle business. Point 2, according to the write-up, none of the top cattle nations are practicing cattle colonies or primitive cattle grazing. All the top cattle nations are applying modern technology and ranching to maximize optimum profit from cattle businesses. The third point, he said, none of these top 20 nations earning billions of dollars annually from the cattle businesses condone the killing of their citizens for cattle. Number 4 point he made mention is, are these cattle grazing about all the nooks and crannies of the country not owned by wealthy and influential Nigerians? A very thoughtful question. The fifth one says, does it enter into the score of these influential people that there are billions of dollars to be made by adopting global ranching best practices? Now, you can agree with me that this cattle issue in Nigeria is not all about cattle and rearing of cattle. It's about conquest. Effort to conquer the people, the indigenous people of Nigeria, and take over their ancestral lands by these maluders threatening human lives all around Nigeria. Another topic to look at is the ESN, Eastern Security Network. They have been trending throughout the last week to date, and there have been on top newspapers the lives of all Nigerians and beyond. So, ranging from the occurrences all around the Old Eastern region. So, the latest of it was, because most of us don't really know what occurred in Olu, and I would like to share it with you, the exact thing that occurred in Olu. It was because they want to legalize, let me use that terminology, bear with me, legalize the land of indigenous people in Olu through the Imo State government by forcefully taking the part of the ancestral land of the people of Olu to hand over to these Fulani Janjaweeds for rural purposes. Now the people resisted it. Along the line, the Fulanis went to call their brothers in uniform, that is in the Nigerian police, because they have been asked to always contact their brothers in the Nigerian security apparatus to come for their aid whenever they want to do evil or conduct evil against their host communities. So, and that is one of the reasons why They made sure that all the CPs and every other security structure in Nigeria are headed by northern Muslims. So when they came to attack the community alerted ESN, and ESN swung into action and chased them away. So when they chased them away, they went and called the military personnel. So when they called their military personnel, those ones came, and ESN as well chased them back. So they went and then moved almost entire barracks out to come and attack the people. As brave as ESN are, they swung into action and moved them out of the location, so they have to call all of them back to the barracks. On the same vein, somebody wrote this about ESN. The topic says, the unpredictability of IPOB. He continued, he said, maybe you are oblivious to the kind of intelligence gathering we have in this country, or you don't want to admit that IPOB is highly tactical and discreet with how it conducts its businesses. Today, the federal government of Nigeria cannot explain how Nnamdi Kanu left Nigeria only to reappear in Jerusalem, Israel, despite having his travel documents seized. Today, they can't explain how U.S. naval SEALs arrived in Nigeria and rescued an American citizen who had been held captive by Boko Haram. Till today, they don't know when ESN recruited its member, trained and armed them. Till today, they don't know little about the training camps located. Supposedly where the training camps are located. I guess he made a mistake there. So he said, till today, they know little about IPOB's global funding and network. This is their own admission, not mine. So he's trying to say that the Nigerian government and their agencies conceded to this fact that is not the one saying it. And that is true if you are following up the trend in Nigeria. So he said, till today, they know little about IPOB's structure. They only know Nnamdi Kanu. It is a fact. So he said, till today, they are still amazed that Uchemifo parted ways with IPOB with little or no information about a group. He was its deputy leader. He said, till today, Radio Biafra, they claim they have spent a lot of money to gauge still broadcast to a hearing audience of millions of people across the world. Yesteryears marked a case of martyrdom, harassment, and possible killings of IPOB members found with IPOB insignia. Recent months, weeks and days have marked a departure from the ship-like position, which renders them vulnerable against their attackers. So he continued, the group is morphing into a powerfully armed unit that is capable of getting into a prolonged armed conflict. Is this not a high time that they are brought to the table of dialogue, or are they waiting for burst? And I said, the Nigerian government are waiting for burst because the time for dialogue is no longer. And I said, the Nigerian government is waiting for burst because the time for dialogue is no longer there. The space is closed from every indications. There are no rooms for dialogue any longer. The only room left now is referendum. If they refuse to conduct a referendum to determine the fate of all the component parts of Nigeria, this Nigeria we know today will one day burst into flames. That is, everyone will sleep and wake up as different citizens of all different countries entirely. And that is how it's going to happen, because the minds of this Fulani oligarchy and their British sponsors are very, very firm. Is very hardened and bitter, wicked, that they are not even ready to put into consideration the livelihood of the people they contracted under that structure. So nobody should expect changes because they are not ready to make any simple change. In concomitant to this fact, we also look at the 14 days ultimatum given to the old Eastern region governors by Ndi-Igbo, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. I can tell you from this point that the old Eastern region governors are not ready to concur or admit to this. Not anytime soon. They have never admitted to something positive before, and they cannot admit at this point in time that the Igbo presidency is very much important and very critical to them than the lives of the people of the East. So no matter how it is bent, no matter how it is said, no matter how ultimatum, whatever level of ultimatum that is given to them, trust me, they will defile it. But you know what? Ndi-Igbo and IPOB is not all about speaking grammar. He does the things he said he's going to do and do it at his best, which means as they are getting ready to defy that order or that advice, they should also get ready to face what is about to happen. The fact remains that David Umahi Mweze, who is the governor of Ebonyi State, have also reacted, saying that Ndi-Igbo doesn't have the powers to tell them what to do. He should be talking about the Igbo presidency instead of giving them ultimatum. That is not a lawmaker to even propose that. That if he wants, he should secure a gubernatorial ticket and contest for the governor of Abia State. You can imagine how these people reason. This is people who are sitting on gunpowder that can burst and explode at any point in time. And this is the kind of reasoning you get from them. It's so uncalled for that we have this bunch of miscreants as leaders. People who only cares about their pockets and not the welfare and well-being of the people they are leading. They don't care about how a common man feels in the street. That is what we see from them. But one thing is that IPOB says what it will do and does what it says. Another topic to look at is the appointment of new service chiefs by the government of General Buhari or Buhari, whoever that is the brain behind the presidency. We learned that Buratai and other service chiefs retired. My people, they did not retire at all. They did not retire. They were forced to resign. It's not everything that is in the public domain. They were forced to resign because they have a lot of cases going on in International Criminal Court, and there are a lot of pressure from all around the globe, especially the world powers, including UK, that Nigeria should be restructured or things should be done to reduce the excesses to which lives are lost in Nigeria. Because, one thing is to support evil. Another thing is for the evil you are supporting to happen the way you want it and not the way the evil wants to happen. Let me further explain. That Britain are supporting the Fulanis doesn't mean that they determine visually everything that the Fulanis does. Everyone in this life has agenda. Likewise, governments. Likewise, a group of people. Which means, why Britain provide them the cover? They misuse the cover being provided for them to actualize their Islamization agenda. That is the point. So now, they are ridiculing entirely all the people that trusted on them, and now the people that trusted on them can no longer control them properly to achieve their personal goals, just like UK have been doing, or Britain have been doing. You can also take this instance as well. The formation of Boko Haram. When they were recruiting those boys, they never expected that Boko Haram will go out of hand today, because they breached the contract which they had together with them. And when it is time for the side of that particular governor to keep his own side of the commitment, he declined and of course violated it. And that was how Boko Haram emerged. So today Boko Haram is out of control. Another instance, when Boko Haram started killing people, they started with killings of Christians alone. Now there are no longer Christians to be killed. They are now killing the Hausas. These are many instances of providing cover for someone and also the person in question doing different things for his personal agenda. It is pertinent for you to understand that the pressure from the world or around the world is the reason why the service chiefs resigned. And the point man that are being used now, that is being used now to actualize these negotiations, is Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Because they believe he's the only man who can speak and who have the brevity and who will devote his time to move in to salvage these SSCs. So they are now trying to use him to negotiate the restructuring of Nigeria. In order to start proposing this restructuring, they have to do the necessary things they just have to do in order to calm the minds of Nigerians down before proposing this restructuring. So they first of all wants to start from pressuring these service chiefs to retire. Imagine the way they just honored them, honored their retirement as if it is a national, national call for resignation. So when a service chief or something of that nature doesn't act up to or stay up to what is expected of him or her, you don't pre-inform the person to retire. You sack the person, and not to ask somebody to retire ceremoniously, just like they did to the service chiefs. So now, there is one critical fact we have to look at this point. The hatred of Buhari, dead or alive, to Igbo people, especially the 5%ers, as he referred to during his acceptance speech or Thanksgiving speech. The funny thing here is, for the 8 years now, there is no Igbo man that is appointed to at least head one of the security structures in Nigeria. I know some persons will say that a Rabo who is from Abo that was recently appointed is of Igbo origin. Yes, you are right. He is of Igbo origin, but do you know that a Rabo is said to be a Muslim? That he converted to Muslim long ago, not even today. So this is a fact to tell you that these people don't even trust anybody who is a core Igbo man. You know, a core Igbo man don't take nonsense. A core Igbo man will speak the truth to power. A core Igbo man will say things the way they happened, and even afford to lose his job or even tell you that he is going to retire if you don't do things the right way. And if you dare not to do that in the right way, he or she will retire. That's a true born Igbo blood. And this is what somebody wrote. I want to start from a place that is very relevant to this write-up. He said, on a serious note, will Buhari die if he appoints a non-Muslim northerner as army chief? Must it always be a northern Muslim? Now the person further wrote, head of executive, Buhari; head of legislature, Lawan; head of judiciary, Tanko; minister of defense, army, police, Air Force, NSA, NNPC, EFCC, DSS, DMI, DIA, NII, customs, immigrations, prisons, are all led by northern Muslim men. Is Buhari a northern president of northern extraction or a northern president of Nigeria? It is not a hidden fact that the secularity of the Nigerian states have been undermined by the government of General Buhari since he assumed the presidential seat. It is also not a hidden fact that the reason behind this is the quest to Islamize Nigeria. Unfortunately, they are doomed to fail. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell. Share your comments in the comment section and stay tuned.